and welcome to today's episode of the Successful Franchisee's Beautiful View, Less Than 5-Minute Leadership Takes. Today's very special episode because I'm going to tell you about how Bay Vista Executive Advisors got started. And it all revolves around a day that included a new nephew, a bad ham sandwich, and my mom's question. Mom and I were having lunch at the Toledo Hospital Cafeteria that morning because baby Ben and my sister were up in their room resting after baby Ben was born that day. In between sips of mom's soup, she looked up at me and she said, "Luke, you have a wife and 2 young children now. What's your plan if the franchise fails?" Now you have to picture it. My mom is 5 feet tall, and she might weigh 95 pounds after pecan pie for Thanksgiving dinner. But that question dropped me to my knees. The reason I was able to drive up that morning from Cincinnati is because 3 months prior, my family relocated to the Cincinnati area to start the first ImageFIRST franchise and also to be closer to family. Baby Ben's dad is a huge Ohio State Buckeyes fan. So on the way to the hospital, I stopped off at the local mall and picked up a University of Michigan onesie. There's more on that and a very interesting twist at the end of the story. Our new franchise had barely taken its first breath, and my mom asked me that question. I'm not sure how it happened, but to this day, Mom swears that the look of determination I had on my face told her all she needed to know at that point. And I must have been wearing a mask because all the anxious moments, all the questions, all the doubts, all the not knowings had balled up into a big mass of barbed wire in the pit of my stomach at that moment. Now, unless a business owner wins the lottery, gaining visibility and earning credibility take time. And I'd been working with the vice president of sales on my sales training in the Cincinnati area for the last 3 months, and his name was Mark Sussman. He was critical to my success because my engineering background in education, my engineering education, and my corporate training in designing manufacturing systems and implementing those systems didn't do a whole lot to develop my sales skills. So I looked at Mom and I calmly replied, "We're ahead of plan, Mom. I have one customer. It's $20 every other week for lab coats, and they haven't paid me yet." Well, Mom caught on to the sarcasm, and I explained our process. We do 150 cold calls every week. That leads to 15 conversations, initial conversations with potential clients. And that leads to 4 customers. And you multiply that all out, and by the end of the year, we should have, end of our first year, we should have net income revenue of $4,800 a month. Saying that out loud was as much a thud in my ears as it was to my mom's. So on the drive home, I had 3 hours to drive back home and think about this question. It came to me that our biggest, the most significant revenue generators that would be our potential clients are ambulatory surgery centers. So the next time Mark was in town the following Monday, he and I changed our sales tactics. We had been cold calling in an area based on where an inpatient hospital was, just because that's where a large majority, a very dense population of medical facilities are. But in order to have more conversations with the ambulatory surgery centers, we made sure to call on at least one every day. And then we would call on and fill in the rest of the day with the medical centers around. Within 3 months of baby Ben being born, ImageFIRST Cincinnati earned its first of many surgery centers. And that first center grew from $200 a week initially to over $3,000 per week at the end of the first year. Business owners live with a constant pressure to succeed or not fail. But Mom's question, what's my plan if the franchise fails? It never packed the same punch that it did that first day. And that's all because we had a plan and we had the confidence built from initial success. I support franchise owners that I work with to experience the same relief and confidence that I felt creating those answers to the questions. I never appreciated the similarities between leading the fire department and leading the ImageFIRST business for 20 years until I worked with a career coach and I read a book titled Wisdom at Work by Chip Conley. He's of the Airbnb fame, one of the initial executives. And it really made sense to me that leading any type of organization, the leadership qualities are transferable. Some may be needed in one type of organization more than another, but the overall leadership attributes are required. So I've been blessed to work with many excellent mentors and have great experience through the years. And it's my pleasure to use my skills and those experience to help franchise owners earn their success. Mom's question created anxiety that led to tweaking the sales tactics and the initial success for the ImageFIRST franchise, which definitely affected our life curve over those 20 years. It's now my pleasure to bring my experiences and help franchise owners, help you to experience that same level and even greater success for your business and your legacy. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Less Than 5 Minute Leadership Takes. And as always, stay safe and win every day.